Have you ever met Hulk Dad? Yeah, that's me about half the time. Oh no. Oh no. Everybody get back.
We'll talk about it right after this.
More to the Story, a show that explores what's happening in the world from a Christian perspective. Subscribe on the platform where you're enjoying the show, or go to freegrace.in to subscribe for email notifications of our releases.
So you got to meet Hulk Dad. So I'll let you in on a little secret. It's not good being a Hulk Dad. Let me just explain. So we're a family of 5, and we have 3 kids under the age of 8 currently. We, not so long ago, took a road trip to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. And from where we are, that's about a 10-hour drive each way. That's a long time to be in the minivan with young kids. So most acquaintances know me as friendly, talkative, and outgoing, but when I crawl into that rolling tin can stuffed with car seats and blaring mouths, I become hulking, green, grumpy dad. I get sullen, sulky, and sour. I explode at every loud noise and inflict the silent treatment when I can't control the situation. I've replaced the friendly with the fierce more times than I'd like to admit. The unpredictable mood swings, it's frightening to the kids. Now, when we were nearing the end of the trip, which I thought had been a pretty good trip, we stopped at a Mexican food restaurant about an hour from our home. As we sat outside, our stomachs were full and we were really ready to be back to Longview. And I had a minute to talk to my then 6-year-old daughter. And for some reason, because I thought it would go well, I asked her this question. I said, "What is your least favorite thing about Daddy? Maybe I can work on it."
I love everything about you.
But then she seemed to realize that it wasn't entirely true. I saw hesitation on her face, so I questioned her. "Really? I want to know, honey."
I don't like it when you get mad and yell at me.
You see, all this time, I had thought I was succeeding. I had tried something new for this road trip, and I thought it had been a real success. She was letting me in on the fact that I wasn't really winning the daddy game. You see, before the trip, I had told my wife that I had some conditions if I were going to be present for the predictably painful parade of chaos that was going to take place in that minivan. I grumpily insisted that each time the kids got too loud for my own sensitivities, I would put on my noise-canceling headphones, crank up some music, drown out the violent volume, and keep driving as if nothing's happening. I knew it would amount to abandoning my wife to deal with the carnivorous kids in the back of the car, but I thought it might be better to disengage than to get green again and again. You see, avoidance is what daddies do best, but it's not what the best daddies do, and I want to be a good dad. So around the same time, my daughter was trying to talk to me. She couldn't break through.
Daddy,
She kept saying, more insistent each time. "What?" I finally said.
it hurts my feelings when I'm talking and you don't listen.
Oh, yikes. Maybe the headphones aren't a good idea. So you may have noticed I just laid out for you 2 main temptations faced by virtually all fathers. Number 1, angry outbursts. Think Hulk smash. And number 2 is withdrawal, which is basically what Hulk does after he smashes. He disappears, sometimes for multiple movies. When he's not smashing, he's trying to disappear so that he won't smash. And that's a pretty good analogy for what I'm tempted to do as a father. So angry outbursts and withdrawal. Every father's main two temptations, in my opinion. Now, you know what I realized about my noise-canceling headphones, which were so cool? Was to avoid angry outbursts, I was withdrawing from my kids via 90s rock music. I was afraid that my angry outburst would win over my self-control, so I ran away into my headphones. Now that the trip is over, it's easy to say that this was not a solution. It was really just an escape. It was avoidance, and avoidance isn't a win. So notice what Paul said about child raising. He said, "Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord." First thing to notice, he doesn't tell mothers to raise the children, but fathers. It is the father's responsibility that the child be brought up in a certain way. Mothers obviously play an enormous role in that, but dads aren't free of the responsibility. You see, many dads abandon. Other dads remain, of course, but are unapproachable to their kids. So if you're a dad who leaves the child raising to mama in whatever form, then take note. This is a biblical command. We're to be involved in a present and approachable way. The second thing that he says is that provoking a child to anger is out of bounds. Now, in my opinion, the best way to provoke a kid to anger is to show them anger, get mad at them, have outbursts at them, and they'll reflect that like a mirror. A second way to provoke a child to anger is to ignore or to abandon them. So we have to fight this temptation to avoid or explode. As a dad, I want to explode or avoid these situations, but we've got to win this battle. Our kids' entire lives rest on our ability to do this well. So, be present, be involved, be kind, be approachable. We do all this while balancing these characteristics and the instruction that our children need. After days of travel, I was personally approaching my limit. I got out of the car, literally got out of the car at one point, feeling like I couldn't go another mile with the little screamers in the back seat. And in an irritated prayer, I let the Lord have it. I said, "Lord, I don't know what to do." Then I realized it just wasn't true. Because I knew what to do and I wasn't doing it. So I amended the prayer and I said, "Or I guess, Lord, I know what to do and I'm not taking the action I'm supposed to." You see, here's the thing that I know to do and I think you know to do too, but we often don't. We need to pray at the exact moment we're tempted to explode or escape. We need to pray at that very second for help. At the very moment, pray something like, "Lord, help me to stay calm," or "Lord, give me patience," or even just, "Lord, help." The magic of this little tactic is, well, it's really amazing. You see, it refocuses you, bringing your mind back to a mind of godliness. This helpful habit draws on God's promise to give us peace that surpasses understanding when we set our minds in the right place. I mean, wouldn't a dose of unimaginable peace help you happily stick with your kids? Prayer brings your mind to God. It allows you a second to reach up to the branch where the fruit of the Spirit is growing, rather than reaching down to the ground where the fruits of the flesh are rotting. So dads, next time you're tempted to avoid or explode, immediately pray for God's help and keep it up as long as it takes. You'll be surprised what it will do. Now, I want to remind you that you can go to freegrace.in and see our other streams of content. We've got a great podcast for kids. Dads, it'd be a great thing for you to listen to with your kids. It'd be a fun activity. We also have other podcasts and videos to help you grow and learn. You can get subscribed to all of that and more at freegrace.in. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with you soon.